I'm the J-Loop. Welcome to my first Cardinals game. Before we get into the video, I'd like to address that we're doing a new camera angle because, I don't know if you noticed in my last video, you couldn't see this gorgeous hair, partly because I was wearing a beanie and also because the camera was going like right over my head. And also, I'd like to thank everybody who replied to my text that I spammed to you. I mean, feedback is really what I want this channel to be about. I'm making the video for the viewer, and also for my own happiness. But if it's not fun for you guys, I'm not gonna have fun making the video. Like, if I'm not seeing, like, any comments, I know I asked a lot of questions in that video. I want to make this an interactive channel. I don't want visitors that come to the channel to think, oh, this is just a dry, boring channel. Because, I have the timestamps there, but I want to communicate with you guys. So, like, one of the questions I asked in my last video was, like, what's your favorite NBA team? For me, I don't have one, because I've never lived in a city with an NBA team. But let's say you're a bandwagon and you like the Warriors or the Cavs and you're not from there. You can still just comment that, and then we can get some interaction, some conversations going in the comment section. And I'd also like to address, I am putting English closed captions on my video, because I don't want this to only work if you have ears. I want it to work if you have eyes, if you have a nose. Just whatever you have, I want you to be able to watch my video and have a good time with it. And so this wraps up the introduction, and just be sure to comment. Just do whatever you can to make this fun for you guys, so I'm not feeling like I'm putting in this work for just, just me. I want it to be for everybody. I want it to be for the entire world. So just keep the comments coming, keep the texts coming. I also appreciate that as well, but I really want to focus on pushing that viewer interaction. So today we're going to be talking about my first Cardinals game. I just moved to the area recently, and I wanted to go check out like the epicenter of baseball. Like, in certain sports you have those teams that just kind of represent sports, like the Chicago Bulls in the 90s just kind of represented basketball as a whole. And so, I think of the Cardinals like being sort of similar to that Chicago Bulls. I don't know a lot about baseball, so if you want to tell me that I'm wrong, or just inform me otherwise down below, go ahead. But yeah, so I went with like a couple friends and my parents, and we were sitting around first base. But first I want to talk about like traveling down, because not only was it my first time going to a Cardinals game, it was my first time going to like inner St. Louis, and it was really interesting. Like, I saw a sign for the Scott Trade Center. That's where the Blues plays, if you don't know. And just, it was interesting because in Nashville and Indiana, those are two cities I've been to in the past just for like traveling and living. I haven't lived in Indiana, but I've lived in Nashville. And I was actually kind of surprised that there weren't as much homeless people on the road, because sometimes when you go to a big city, like seeing homeless people on the side of the road, it almost seems like a business just trying to get money, where they have their cardboard signs with Sharpie written on it, and you don't know where they got the Sharpie. They probably like dug the cardboard out of the trash if they're actually homeless. But yeah, I didn't see as much of that, but the traffic was legit. There were just like cars. It was probably just because of the Cardinals game, because, we're closing to the end of the season. Hopefully the Cardinals will be in the playoffs. And because, gotta rep the home team. And So, and we parked in a parking garage. I don't know why I said that. That's like so obvious. Of course you park in a parking garage. But anyways. So just walking into Busch Stadium was... That's probably the coolest baseball stadium I've been to. I've been to the Nashville Sounds. They're a minor league team. And I've been to the Reds, which is actually who they were playing when I went. And that was like the coolest baseball stadium, because not only did they have like the seats inside the stadium, they would also have like sort of like towers on the outside and just a lot of other things. Like they had certain towers that just where people could watch the game, and I've never really seen that before. It was kind of almost like a miniature city in a way, because most of the people, yes, were like inside of the stadium watching the game, but there were also people on the outside of the stadium looking in through like the little peaks in the stadium. And so that was really interesting. And I was spotted a couple times. I don't know if you remember from my last video, but I was dressed up as Waldo, and I went to the Cardinals game as Waldo. I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to get on the big screen. Unfortunately, that did not happen. I wasn't found. I was just too good. And Waldo's just a hide-and-seek legend. The only person I know better than him is Bigfoot. I mean, Bigfoot is like super good at being hidden. I don't know what it is. It's almost like every time somebody sees Bigfoot, there's not a camera there. Yeah, and so I was spotted a couple times, and I remember my mom telling me later that while we were walking in, there was a girl, and she said, "I found Waldo for the first time in my life." And that is truly an accomplishment. And of course it's Reds versus Cardinals, so everybody's in red. So I blended in super well. Even the seats were red, so that's probably why I wasn't found. And also I'm not one of those people who goes to a sports game and stands up and goes crazy for every single little thing that happens. Maybe if it's a home run I'll get up and clap a little bit, but for the most part I just remain chill, watch the game. And yeah, so I was spotted a couple times. Nobody asked for any autographs. I don't know why. I would have been happy to do that. Yeah, and so now I'm actually going to talk about the game itself, because the game was super, super cool. This is probably the most high-scoring baseball game that I've ever been to, watched, etc. It was 13-4 Cards win, so it's always nice when the home team wins, but when they win by that much, and the other team gets a few homers. I'm from Cincinnati, I didn't really care who won, but of course I'm in St. Louis now, so I was rooting for the Cardinals. Yeah. And so I remember, I thought we was in for a rough game being a Cardinals fan, because the second Reds player walks up to the plate. The pitcher was doing good with the first one, like, I think he either struck him out or it was like an easy tag or something. But the second Reds player comes up, just smacks it all the way out, and I was like, man, this is going to be a rough game to watch. And then the Reds just didn't score at all. It was probably just a lucky hit, you know. The pitcher, he didn't have his arm all warmed up, and he probably should have done some more stretches, you know, but I just was like, they got lucky. But then the Cardinals come, right? I'm telling you, the Cardinals scored for like the first 5 innings. And I wish I was joking, because most of the time in baseball people don't really score. That's why people get so excited when home runs happen in games, because it's the first exciting thing they've seen in a long time. At least that's my opinion. I mean, baseball is probably it's close to being a boring sport. I wouldn't really say it was boring like all the time, because that's too general. But baseball is like not my favorite sport, but I can like deal with it, you know, because just the atmosphere of a baseball game is like, just everybody is a generally chill person, and then when when the home team gets a home run, everybody's just like, you get him, yeah! Yeah, and so, you can get excited at baseball, but I like basketball. That's my favorite sport just because it's so fast and people are scoring, and I really feel like there's more of a skill that you have to be good at basketball. But that's completely off topic, and I will talk about the Cardinals game some more. Yeah, but the Cardinals were just hitting home runs, hitting triples, doubles, singles. They were just hitting everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just one of those nights where the team was just, and it was just going every single time. And it was just, everybody kept hitting. So like, I was paying attention for the most part, just the entire game, because if you looked away for even 1 second like this, somebody might have hit a home run, there might have been an RBI, somebody might have scored. It was crazy. And while that didn't happen for the Reds much, they were like hitting it. They were like making contact, but the Cardinals would usually just throw them out. And so the game went on, and eventually it started raining. And so, you know, it's raining, and so everybody was leaving. But I'm like, no, this is my birthday. I'm gonna stay till the end of this game, because I'm a loyal fan, you know. And I was just really committed to staying till the end of the game. But then we figured out, because so much people had already left, that we could go up to, I don't think it, I wouldn't really call it bleachers, but like, maybe let's just call it like the second level of the baseball field, because a lot of people had already left, and there was like, maybe sort of like an outdoor ceiling. I don't really know how else to describe it, because I don't really have the best words when it comes to just my normal everyday chatter. Like, when I actually think about it, I can think about some good words like articulate and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and wise, and just anything that you can depict, like Aristotle or Socrates or any of those major Greek philosophers saying, like, I know words when I want to know words, but I don't right now, because easy language is easier to understand, and I can talk a whole lot faster with easy language. But anyways, this is the second time I've gone on topic. I promise. I'm going to talk about the game this time. And so we went up and it was raining, and then basically they had a rookie come in, right? A rookie pitcher for the Reds come in, because the game's long over. It's probably like 13-4 already at this point. And we're just kind of like closing out the game. The players just want to go to their hotels and sleep at that point. And I'm telling you, he throws one of the pitches this rookie throws. He throws it pretty well, but the Cardinals player hits him. It goes right up into the air, and then it's coming down super slowly. Like, I mean, it's crazy how much airtime the ball got. And it's just coming down, and then he dropped it. I don't know how it was even possible. You can probably see the replay, but it just went up and up and up and up, and he dropped it. I don't know how that's possible. That's just a disgrace to the Reds. Even if he is a rookie, he should be able to catch it if it's going up and up and up and go. You gotta catch that, man. This is for your team. Yeah, and for the rest of the game, there wasn't really much to talk about. We just were just chilling and just talking at that point. And so, that's about all I'm going to talk about for the story, but make sure to stay for the conclusion, because I want to have a few reminders, some stuff I maybe skipped over in my introduction. First of all, I'd like to apologize for making another long video. I know I valued your time, and I told myself I was going to make a short video. And then I looked at it, and my story was 13 minutes almost. I'm really sorry. I'll try to speed up this conclusion, and I know I'm wasting time by saying that, but I'm going to try to speed it up for you guys right now. So I want a couple reminders. I want you to check out my Twitter, because, you know, I've been posting stuff. I posted the link to my first video, My Thoughts on Birthdays. The link for that will also be in the description, and the link for my Twitter will be in the description. So if you could please do me a favor, before you leave this video, comment your thoughts, what I could do to improve, or just any fun you want to have. I want to talk to you guys in the comment section below, and then go to my Twitter, see what I've been posting, maybe hit me with a follow, and then go watch My Thoughts on Birthdays if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching this video. It is an I Am the J. Luke production. I will see you all in maybe the next 5-7 days. That's might be my upload schedule, just because school is so taxing and so annoying. Well, I'll see you guys later in the next video. Goodbye!